fifth semester. In the fifth semester, you studied the Goods and Service Tax paper 1. And for this semester, you will study the remaining part of the Goods and Service Tax. Basic heads and some part of the Goods and Service Tax you studied in the fifth semester, and remaining part of the Goods and Service Tax you will study in this semester. And this is also linked with fifth semester. Whatever you studied in the fifth semester is useful to solve the problems related with the Goods and Service Tax of this sixth semester. Okay, so you remember this Goods and Service Tax, whatever studied in the fifth semester, and I'll take this Goods and Service Tax for this semester. And the first unit in this Goods and Service Tax is GST rates. We studied the GST rates. In the GST rates, first rate is zero rating. Zero rating means there is no tax. Zero rate means zero rate of tax. Zero rate of tax means there is no tax. Some goods are not coming under the GST. What are those goods not coming under the GST? First, you have to know. Okay. The income tax is related to income of the individual, and goods and service tax is related to tax on the goods and services. Okay. So, in the levying of the tax, the rate of tax is zero. The rate of tax is zero means there is no tax on the some goods. So that is called a zero tax. Zero tax or zero rating. Zero rating means exemptions. Exemptions means rate of GST is exempted or GST is exempted on some goods. Okay. First rate of tax is zero rate, and that rate is exempted rate. And thereafter exemption, you have to know what are the exemptions given by the goods and service tax. Next is low rate of tax. Lower rate of tax. On some goods, GST rate is low, and some goods GST rate is high. There are different rate of GSTs. So first rate is zero rate, then lower rate of GST, then high rate of GST. So there are different rate of goods and service tax rates. Okay. Therefore, first of all, you have to know zero rating means the goods which are exempted from the goods and service tax. And thereafter, you have to study the goods and services coming under the low rate of tax. Thereafter, you have to study first you know the exempted, secondly goods coming under the low rate of tax, then goods coming under the high rate of tax. The goods coming or services coming under the low rate of tax are mainly related with food items, healthcare, etc. That means essential products, essential services coming under the low rate or zero rate. And thereafter you have to know the abatement. Once you know the rate of applicable and goods coming under the GST, okay, you have to calculate the rate of GST, amount of GST, then abatement. Abatement means deduction. What are the deductions given by the GST, Goods and Service Tax Department? That you have to study in the first unit, that is called as GST rates. Okay, the structure of GST rates. GST structure rates. The first unit is totally relating to the rate of taxes applicable and classification of goods coming under GST. Coming under GST. This is the first unit. Once you know the rate of GST and goods coming under the GST and deductions allowable, then the second unit starts valuation under GST. You have to value the goods. Valuation of goods under GST rules and regulations. As per goods and service tax rules and regulations, you have to value the goods or value the service. Value of service or value of good is to be made as per the given rules and regulations of GST department. Okay, this is the second unit, valuation of GST. Who is this? I will stop the class here only. Remember this. Your name is recorded here. So clear these scratches. Otherwise, I stop the class. Suppose you are having problems, you call me and tell me your problems. Don't try to disturb. The second unit is related to valuation of GST. You have to value the goods and you have to value the service for the purpose of levying the tax. Okay. So, introduction to valuation under GST. How to evaluate, meaning and types of considerations. There are considerations. Whatever consideration you receive, that consideration is to be valued. Consideration means whatever goods you sell, for that in return you receive the amount. That amount is called as consideration. That amount is to be valued. For example, if you render the service, for the service you receive money. Whatever money you receive for rendering the service, that is consideration. That is to be valued properly. And if you sell the goods to the customer, then you receive the amount. That amount is called as consideration. That amount is to be valued. Therefore, the valuation of consideration is to be made under different types. That are mainly consideration received through money. Consideration received through money is there. How to value it? Consideration not received in money. If the consideration means amount is not received in money, how to value it? Then third is consideration received fully in money. There are three types of valuations, considerations you have to value. Then regarding valuation rules for supply of goods and services. Whenever you supply the goods and services, for the valuation of services and valuation of goods, general rules are there, general valuation rules are there, and special valuation rules are there. There are two types of rules you have to apply: general valuation rules, special valuation rules. We have to apply in valuation of supply of goods and service. For consideration, there are three. Then for goods and service valuation, there are two rules. Okay. On the basis of this, you have to value the goods valuation under the GST. Other cases for valuation of supply are regarding imported services. Whenever goods are imported services, importing the goods and supplying the goods within the nation, then imported goods are to be valued. Valuation for discount purpose, transaction value meaning, and conditions for the transaction value. In this case, one important aspect comes, that is called as transaction value. Whatever transactions you undertake, that the transaction is to be defined as per GST. And as per GST rules, you have to value that transaction. So the transaction is the important term in this chapter. Transaction value meaning and conditions for the transaction value, inclusive in transaction value, exclusive in transaction value. If GST is included or not included, that is called as inclusive in transaction, exclusive in transaction. Discount excluded from the transaction value, discount included in the transaction value. Method of valuation: computed value method, residual value method are the main methods of evaluating the transaction. One is computed value method, another is residual value method of transaction. Transaction is the important aspect regarding the GST valuation, and this is the term you remember. I'll explain in detail while explaining the second unit. In the second unit is totally related with valuation of goods and services. First of all, you have to value the goods, value the service, then after levy the tax. Okay, in the first unit, we study the rate of GST applicable, goods coming under the GST. And in the second unit, how to value the goods and services is the second unit. And third unit is input tax credit. Input tax credit and tax invoices. The third unit. What is input tax credit and tax invoice? The meaning of input tax credit, manner of taking input tax credit, tax invoices, credit notes, debit note, problems on input tax. Input tax credit. I'll simply tell you what is input tax credit. For example, wholesaler purchase from the manufacturer, then sell the same to the retailer, retailer sell to the consumer. Okay, the goods passes first from the manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, retailer to consumer. Goods passes from manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, retailer to consumer. While passing the goods from one person to another person, whatever tax paid by the wholesaler, while selling the goods to the retailer, he paid the tax, and that tax is included in the selling price, and that tax is called as input tax to the retailer. And the retailer, while paying the tax, GST tax, he is to adjust the tax already paid by the wholesaler. Retailer pay the tax, wholesaler pay the tax. Whatever tax paid by the wholesaler is called as input tax to the retailer. Okay, I will discuss the same point in detail during the class. Okay, so input tax credit, that will be deducted. Credited means deducted. And tax invoices, whatever tax paid, that invoice is to be produced. Input tax credit. And problems on this we study relating to third unit. Okay, in the third unit is totally connected with input tax credit. And fourth unit is payment process in GST and return of GST. In the first unit, we classify the goods and know the rate of tax. In the second unit, we value the goods. And third unit, adjust the tax. And fourth unit is related with payment of goods and service tax to the GST department. Okay, GST department. Under that, first method is payment process in GST. What is the payment process? How to make payment of GST to the GST department? Features of payment process. First, we have to know how to pay the GST to the GST department. Then, method of payment of GST. Method of payment in GST. In that, there are two. One is payment by taxpayer by internet through authorized banks. You may pay the GST through the internet banking facility, or you may pay over-counter payment, NEFT or RTGS. You make the NEFT or RTGS with the help of NEFT or RTGS. This is the payment of tax. Once you pay the tax to this tax department, that is GST department, the second part is return in GST. Return in GST. What is return in GST? Whatever tax you paid to the GST department, for that you have to give detailed information. You have to give the detailed information regarding the tax paid, GST paid. The details regarding the GST paid in descriptive way, that is called as return. Return in GST. And don't consider return means whatever paid the amount is returned by the GST department. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ರೀತಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ನೀವು ಏನಂತೇಳಿ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಿದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ತಿರುಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ you have to give the details regarding the amount paid and total amount of tax. Explanation regarding the GST paid and payable. Okay, that is called as return in GST. So first is meaning of return. What is GST return? Descriptive, or it is the explanation regarding the payer of the tax, name of the payer, and total transaction value, amount of tax, payment, amount paid, amount payable, all those comes under the details of this information. Okay, this is called as return in GST. First, meaning of return. Second is obligations for filing the return. What are the rules and regulations to file the return? When we have to file the return, how to file the return, where to file the return, what are the terms we have to cover in the return, that is called as obligations. Okay, that we study in the return point. Thereafter, assessee required to file the return in GST. If you comes to know what are the types of returns, assessee has to file the return in different forms, not the same form. Same form is not applicable for all the GST. GST department has given different forms. As per the different forms, you have to file the return. Okay. The first type of return, there are totally 8 types of the GST return. Goods and Service Tax Return, GSTR, means Goods and Service Tax Return number 1. This is applicable for return for outward supplies made by taxpayer. Outward supplies made by taxpayer. GSTR2. GSTR2, return for inward supplies received by taxpayer. Inward supply means supply comes to him. Inward supply, outside supply. This is the second form. And third form is applicable for, number 3 is applicable for monthly return. You have to give detailed information at the end of every month regarding your transactions. That is called as monthly return. Third form. And fourth form is quarterly return for computing the dealer. Fourth form is relating with quarterly, you have to file it. And fifth file is return for non-resident foreign taxpayer. GSTR number 5 is applicable to return for non-resident foreign taxpayer. Okay. And sixth is ISD return. ISD return means that input service distributor. Input service distributor return file is there. This is applicable to input service distributors. Input means whatever they put in. Input service distributors. And seventh form is applicable for tax deducted at source. Whatever tax deducted at source, regarding that you have to file the return. Then number 8 is annual return. At the end of the year, you have to put one return. 8 return. Like this, there are 8 types of returns. And these 8 types of returns you have to study in detail regarding the 4th unit. So 4th unit is relating to payment of GST and providing information regarding the tax paid. Okay. A section contains pay the tax. Section part B contains detailed information regarding the tax paid. This is the 4th unit. 4th unit. And last unit, 5th unit is refund under GST. Refund under GST means if you paid the GST more than the actual amount of tax. If the amount paid by the assessee is more than the amount of actual GST, then the GST department return the excess amount to you people. Therefore, that is called as refund under GST. So what is the refund? Meaning of refund? Excess payment of tax due to mistake. While calculating the tax, by mistake, if you calculated excess amount and paid that amount to the income tax department, sorry, GST department, that GST department return that amount. Because of your mistakes, if you paid the excess tax, then export of goods and services under claim of rebate or refund. If the export is there and export is made and rebate is claimed, or any concession is received from the government, for that refund calculation comes. Then refund in case of provisional assessments. If provisionally assessed by the GST department and whatever tax paid by you people is more, then they repay the amount. Then refund of pre-deposit for filing appeals. Suppose you pre-deposited the tax, well in advance you deposited the tax amount, and that amount is more than the actual tax, that amount they will refund. Okay, that is called as pre-deposit for filing.
अजय बीमार है
क्यों करिए काला सकते कैसा काला क्या सर बोलते रहे नाला है गई क्लास कधी क्लास
मला आज काय कळना राणी मोठे मेरा
So this fifth unit is totally related with refund of tax and refund during investigation. If they make investigation regarding tax paid by you people, at that time, if they considers the amount paid is more, that amount will be refunded by department. That is called as refund during investigation. Then refund due to year end or value based discount or by credit notes. If one or any other reason amount paid by the assessee is more than the actual tax, that amount will be refunded by income tax department. All types of refund we will study in the fifth unit. This is the fifth unit, that is the last unit. So in this way, there are 5 units for you people. 5 units in the goods and service tax. Okay. These 5 units we study one by one in the days to come. Okay. Today I explained whatever the syllabus introduced by Rani Chennamma University for the 6th semester in connection with goods and service tax. So simply remember, in the first unit you have to study rate of tax and goods coming under the GST. Second unit is related with calculation of value of goods. Third unit, input credit tax means adjustment of tax already paid by the person in the hierarchy. That is the third unit. And fourth unit is relating to payment of tax, and fifth unit is relating to refund. First unit, rate of tax and goods coming under the tax. Second unit, valuation of goods. Third unit, adjustment of tax paid by person in that chain. And fourth unit, payment of tax and return filing. Fifth unit, refund. This is the link between one unit to the another unit. First unit is linked with the second, second is linked with the third, third is linked with the fourth, and fourth unit is linked with the fifth. There is a proper link between the all these 5 links. And along with this, you have to remember the GST studied in the 5th semester. Then it will easy to solve the problem. Okay. This is enough for today. And tomorrow or in the next class, I will take the first unit. Okay. And once again, I request you people, don't disturb in the class. If you are having any problems, you call me and clear them.